What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader here with a kind of sad video just with what's happening right now in the world. Very scary times, okay? First, number one thing that I should say, stay home as much as you can when this virus is spreading. I understand some people have jobs, some people want to go out and have lives, but you just don't know who has this virus. The less people you come into contact with, the better. It's still early days. Safety is number one. You don't want to get this, okay? I know that it only really kills the elderly and people with, underlying health issues, but you just don't know. And now with the new virus, it can also mutate. Try not to get it. Health is wealth. Literally, number one. I know a few people who have gotten it. This virus is not fun. Secondly, if you're staying home and you're quarantined, you should be studying. Click the link below. I just made a free guide. Even if you know nothing about the stock market, it's for beginners, all about these volatile times in the market. A lot of people are home. A lot of people are losing their asses, frankly, on big companies like Apple, Boeing, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, even Berkshire Hathaway, mutual funds. So they're saying, wow, you're doing well, Tim, because they've seen my video. If you want to click below, I'm going to include a link to my video, how my top students and I had record profits. For example, Tim Grittani made over $700,000 last month. I made roughly 50 grand. I donated it all to Direct Relief, which is a great charity. I'll post a link to Direct Relief. I'm posting tons of links so that you can really just click around and learn. But people are asking, how are you and your top students making record profits when everyone else is losing 20, 30, 40%? For that, I have a 5-step plan. Step number one, ignore what everyone is talking about in the press and on TV, okay? These are big companies. These are long-term investments. You'll probably do well over 10, 20, maybe 30 years, but we've also had the biggest bull market in the history of the world over the past 100 years. Read a great book called Triumph of the Optimist, where you'll see that that great trend probably won't last the next century. So don't just think that the stock market always goes up. We're spoiled AF. So ignore what everyone else is talking about. Go to a smaller niche. That brings me to step number two, penny stocks. The whole world hates on them. Why do I love them? Because of that, just ignorant hate and anger and misguided assumptions. There's a lot of inefficiencies. What do I mean by inefficiencies? I mean, when good news or bad news comes out, most people don't even recognize it for a few hours, even sometimes a few days. That gives you, if you're prepared and meticulous, time to capitalize, time to take a position, either long or short, before all the other people hate it. Remember, or before all the other people, see it. And then a lot of people just hate it. The reason why they hate it is not because penny stocks are that bad, but because they look at them the wrong way. Just how I believe people look at big companies the wrong way. There's like all these just people who have gotten ripped off, frankly, for lack of a better word, with penny stocks. They believed in the company, they believed in the technology, they thought it was the next Microsoft. It never is. So why do I trade these crappy companies when most of them fail? Because even if they fail in the long run, their stocks are volatile enough. And like I said, the inefficiencies allow you to make 20, 30, 50, 100% gains before other people realize what's actually going on over the long term. I mean, sometimes there's 1,000% stock moves in one day. GTHR the other day made 1,000% move. I was buying it when it was up 800% on the day, but I sold it for profits and I made roughly 20% of my money the next day and going into the close. So step number three, you do not have to hold for a very long time. While we're all here in quarantine together or alone, which you should be, try to social distance. I'm here with JB who's filming this, but we're more than 6 feet apart. Say hi, JB.
What's up?
It was a weird what's up. You're like, hey.
What's up?
There you go. We're sitting here filming these videos while we're trading. I want you to recognize that you can be in and out very quickly. Okay? You do not have to be a long-term investor. I don't think that you should be a long-term investor. Even people who say, oh, you should be a swing trader and hold stocks for several days, several weeks, several months. I don't think that's the right case either. A lot of breaking news is happening with the virus every day. You can be in and out same day. Yes, you can day trade, another ugly word. I'm a day trader. I trade penny stocks and I short sell. I'm the devil, according to many people. But again, if you look at what I'm doing, part of the reason why I day trade is if I'm making 10% on a trade, I don't want to hold any longer, right? So go for singles. That is very important. I don't go for home runs. I don't say this company is going to change the world. This company is going to do amazing things. I just care about the stock. If I make 10 or 20% of my investment, I'm out. I move on to another play. Step number 4, there are tons of plays right now that are moving, but you need to focus only on the biggest percent gainers every day. Where do you find this list? How do you find the biggest percent gainers? There's 16,000 stocks. Click the link below. I'm going to include a special to the software that I use every day called Stocks to Trade. I'm giving you a special because I want you to use it too. There's over 40 plus scans built into this software, and it helps you sort through the 16,000 plus stocks. For example, even though the markets were down 13% in one day, the other day, the worst day in stock market history, or not on a percentage basis, but on a dollar basis. I think it was the third worst day after 1987 and 1929. But on that day, I picked 2 stocks. One was up 76%, one was up 120%. They were the 2 biggest winners on the day. On the worst day in the stock market, history for decades, right? How am I doing that? It's not luck, it's skill, and it's software. So take advantage of that. And number 5, recognize that if you want to be rich, it's lots of time upfront. Recognizing that you're not going to be perfect on any of these trades. This is not an exact science, but recognizing that a few $100s a day, a few $1,000s a day keeps the real job away. Yesterday I made about $1,000. The day before it was like a $6,300 profit. The day before was like $4,200. The previous day before that I lost like $800. I don't win every time, but my losses are smaller than my gains, and my gains add up. I made roughly 11 grand last week. Lots of little trades. I probably overtraded a little bit. I got to work a little bit on my patience, but there's so many stocks that fit my patterns right now. And in this volatile market, you can be speculative. You can be aggressive. I encourage you to start small and be very safe at first. But at the same time, once you start getting in your groove, Tim Grittani made over $700,000 last month. Mark Crook made nearly $200,000. Huddy texted me, he made 20 grand last week. I know Jack Kellogg just passed 300,000 in profits. He made about 25 grand last week. One of my challenge students, Moonshot, made about 40 grand last week, and he was like, my arms are shaking. And he was asking me and Tim Grittani, he's like, does the shaking ever go away? Yes. I've made 25, 40 grand many weeks before. It's an amazing gift to be able to do that. I want you to do that. I'm also going to include a link to my challenge. If you truly want to be mentored, that's where all my top students are coming from, because they get access to my watch list, video lessons, real-time alerts, but most importantly, the webinars, not just for me, but also Tim Grittani. Tim Grittani made 40 grand on Thursday, and he gave a webinar to challenge students Thursday night explaining everything. He kind of screwed up a little bit too. ATHX was another big, it's been a big supernova, and it also crashed. So Grittani went over ATHX, he went over CYDY. This was a recent supernova. You start to learn different supernovas. Supernovas it's a term that I call a stock that really just explodes. Like if you know supernovas in space, like it's a star that explodes. These are stocks that explode. Again, click the link just below if you want my free guide, this market volatility survival guide. You need preparation. You need the right mindset. It's not just about hot stocks. So many people think, oh, Tim, I'll get into the market. Give me one good pick. And they think that it's a game. They think that any one pick matters. It doesn't. Learn the process. If you want hot stock picks, get off my page. Seriously, don't talk to me. That's not what this is about. This is about teaching you a skill where, yes, you can make more money in volatile markets, but at the same time, it's something that you have to learn. Tim Grittani might be closing in on $11 million in profits, making 700 grand in a month, but his first 9 months, he made nothing. On his webinar on Thursday, he even said that he actually didn't even trade the first 3 months, just as he was learning. He was studying all my DVDs, he was learning the patterns, and he was watching the stocks, and he was keeping track with spreadsheets and notes. So you have to have the right mindset. If you're truly gonna be my next millionaire student, it's not about making a ton of money up front. There's a lot of ways to make money right up front, and they're sketchy, they're bad long-term. Like ask all the Bitcoin people where Bitcoin was supposed to go to 1 million. I don't know what happened, but it hasn't gone to 1 million yet. If you learn the wrong things and you're just encouraged by the money, you learn the wrong lessons. I would rather you realize that this is a marathon, not a sprint. I know that's not a fun statement, that doesn't make me very popular, but that's reality. I have 5 millionaire students. I've done it myself. I know what it takes to become a millionaire, and I encourage you to start small, study up, witness different kinds of markets, whether it's a volatile market or a safe or boring market, and try to take chunks along the way. And if you miss out, don't get discouraged. Get encouraged the fact that you're on the right track. If you miss all the trades, at least be happy that you saw them and you recognize the volatility. 99.9% of the world hates on penny stocks. They think that there's no predictable patterns. I'd like to show you otherwise. Click the link below. It's a 100% free guide. Click another link below if you want the software that scans this. Your life is easier. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think. Again, stay safe during this quarantine. Stay safe with this pandemic. Stay safe in life. And the best way to stay safe in the long run is to get rich. So study up and do it.